Hi, I would like to introduce my group member. First, me, Muhammad Mukris Muhammad Asri. Second is Imel Lokman. Third, Atira Roslan. Next is Nurul Safwana. And lastly is Naratul Wahida. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. I would like to welcome all board members to the annual general meeting 2021. Present at the meeting today are Miss Nadratul, our financial manager 1, and Miss Safwana, our financial manager 2. Mr. Ime as bank representative, while Miss Atira as a representative accountant. At the end of meeting, we have question and answer period, and Miss Nadratul and Miss Safwana will be answering the question concerning the company's financial report. Alright, let's move on to our business. As everyone informed, today's meeting primary objective is to analyze the financial report of Ajinomoto Berhad as ended for 30 March 2021. The report are open for discussion. If anyone have any question or comment, you can ask after the presentation. Ms. Akira, please proceed your presentation.
Thank you to Mr. Chairperson. Now, I will explain about financial analysis for liquidity ratio. From the timetable, it shows the current ratio, quick ratio, and net working capital of Ajinomoto Malaysia Berhad is better in 2020 compared to 2021. To do the comparison between 2 years, in liquidity ratio is the higher the better. It measures the company able or unable to pay their short-term obligation without relying on inventories and prepaid expenses. For Ajinomoto Malaysia Berhad, the current ratio and quick ratio in 2020 is better because the current ratio and quick ratio is better compared 2021. Net working capital in Ajinomoto Malaysia Berhad in 2020 more better than 2021. That shows that the company do not have absolute measure in liquidity. Okay, Ms. Nadratul, you may continue with your explanation. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with presenting our activity ratios. Firstly, we have inventory turnover. Cost of goods sold for the year 2020 will be divided by inventory for the year 2020. So, 320,400,000 divided by 53 million and 729,281 equals to 5.96 times. Meanwhile, for the year 2021, 310,780,000 divided by 56,698,168 equals to 5.48 times. Next, average collection period. So for the average collection period, we'll get from accounts receivable from our financial statement and divided by net sales multiplied by 360 days. For the year 2020, 102,705,699 divided by 461,690,000 multiplied by 360 days equals 80.08 days. For the year 2021, 56,276,691 will be divided by 443,120,000 multiplied by 360 days equals 45.72 days. Okay, so for fixed asset turnover, the net sales of the business will be divided by fixed assets. For the year 2020, 461,690,000 divided by 161,730,000 732,067 equals 2.85 times. 443,120,000 divided by 361,525,438 equals 1.22 times is the fixed asset turnover for the year 2021. For the last activity ratio that we calculated is the total asset turnover. To get the total asset turnover, net sales will be divided by the total asset. So it would be 461,690,000 will be divided by 580 million. 449,992 equals 0.79 times is the total asset turnover for the year 2020. Meanwhile, for the year 2021, 440,120,000 divided by 727 million. 528,691 equals 0.60 times. Based on the table, the inventory turnover for the year 2021 shows that the firm is able to produce 5 ringgit 48 cent cost of goods sold. Meanwhile, the average collection period for the year 2021 shows that the firm is able to collect the receivable in 45.72 days. The fixed asset turnover for the year 2021 shows that Ajinomoto Berhad manages to generate 1 ringgit 22 cent for 1 ringgit investment in its fixed assets. This ratio is low and that indicates underutilization of fixed assets. Lastly, in the total asset turnover for the year 2021, Ajinomoto Berhad only manages to generate 60 cent in its overall assets. This low ratio indicates that low asset utilization or the firm's investment in its assets is less productive. Based on the table, the inventory turnover for the year 2021 shows that the firm is able to produce 5 ringgit 48 cent cost of goods sold. Meanwhile, the average collection period for the year 2021 shows that the firm is able to collect the receivable in 45.72 days. The fixed asset turnover for the year 2021 shows that Ajinomoto Berhad manages to generate 1 ringgit 22 cent for 1 ringgit investment in its fixed assets. This ratio is low and that indicates underutilization of fixed assets. Lastly, in the total asset turnover for the year 2021, Ajinomoto Berhad only manages to generate 60 cent in its overall assets. This low ratio indicates that low asset utilization or the firm's investment in its assets is less productive. So Ms. Safwana will continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to proceed for profitability. For profitability, net profit margin in 2020 is 12.96% and in 2021 is 10.49%. Further, operating profit margin in 2021 has decreased to 13.82% compared to 2020, which is 16.84%. It shows that the company in 2020 is incurring lower operating expenses rather than in 2021. Besides, return on total assets in 2020 is better with 10.31% compared to 2021, which is 6.39%. It indicates our company in 2020 is more efficient in utilizing its assets to generate profit rather than in year 2021. In other words, it indicates that the company is not getting better in generate sales to earn higher profit rather than industry. For return on equity in 2020 is better with 12.08% compared to 2021, which is 9.08%. It shows that the company in 2020 is more efficient in generate higher income for shareholders rather than in year 2021. Thank you.
Thank you for all your presentation. However, based on the analysis have you all presented, I find that this Ajinomoto Berhad is better in year 2020 rather than year 2021. This means we must put more effort, commitment and hard work to restore our performance as previous year. I also hope that next year we will be able to improve our company's performance. Alright, thank you for everyone's cooperation. If there is nothing else, we can end this meeting session. Have a nice day.